Welcome to Trey Area.
I was born in 46.
Awesome team win, man. Everyone across the board. D all day. Oh, the way you guys came out at the beginning, finishing at the end.
Niners on three. 1, 2, 3, Niners!
Welcome back to another episode of Born in 46. A lot to dive into today. How's it going, guys?
Good,
Going
man.
well.
It's been a while. I'm excited.
It's been a while. A lot of stuff to talk about with preseason underway.
Yeah.
49ers football ramping up. A lot of stuff to talk about. So let's go ahead and dive right in with the first segment. So this one is 24 karat or fool's gold. So in this segment, we talk about who on the roster or in the organization is 24 karat legit gold. You pan for that gold, you know, it's legit. And then who's fool's gold. So who wants to dive in first?
I think I'll just jump right in. Honestly, when I saw the question, I was like, this is an easy answer for me. My 24 karat gold is Fred Warner. I mean, the guy's a stud. You see him in training camp. He's getting picks every day. Almost every day I hear on the news he's getting picks. You can tell he's the leader of the defense now. He's gotten paid. He can just really let it out. I think he's potential to also be, MVP of the defense of, the whole league. He's just a stud. He's a stud, man, and he's gotten bigger. I remember in the season early on last year, we were talking like Fred Warner's got to step up. He's not taking like good tackling angles. And like within a week or two, he was just standout, right? Turned all pro. So yeah, that's who I got. I think could be our best player on the team, honestly.
Big 5'4".
Yeah.
So Fred's your 24 karat. Who's your fool's gold, KB?
Fool's gold is Robbie Gold.
Ooh.
I mean,
Special teams has been a problem.
it's a problem. And what we usually go for it in the preseason. Yeah. On fourth and whatever, he comes in there for these extra points. Doink. It's like, and we all know he can't kick long, right?
Mhm.
Anything over 40 yards, like, uh-oh. I just don't know why. And I know we paid him a couple years ago, like at least brought in some competition. Like he did not have a good year last year. And it doesn't look like for the few kicks he's had. I mean, come on, guy. Like so important on our team. So I'm worried about that, right? And I think our special teams as a whole, we don't have a standout returner. Like there's just, the Bloomin' Onion solid, but other than that, the whole special teams is definitely questionable, and Robbie Gold's very questionable.
What do you think about Simba on the return team if that actually happens?
If he makes the team,
Yeah.
which I don't have him making the team,
Yeah.
I like him, but I don't see him, as this next big star returner. I mean, he's going to be better than Richie James, but we didn't see Brandon Ayuk back there. What can he bring? I mean, in college, he was a returner. He returned many kicks back for the issue. So I want to see Ayuk back there as much as possible, football in the hands as much as possible. So let's see. I mean, we'll see week 1 for sure.
I like it.
Oh, yeah. So for me, the 24 karat gold has got to be Fred Warner. I mean, I agree with KB over here. Third round pick, value pick, big time. I always thought, okay, maybe he's might be a little too small to play, the middle linebacker. But he bulked up a little bit. His speed is beyond his intelligence. Between the ears is on a whole nother level. He knows where every single position should be on the field, even besides him, which is his job to call out the defense. And just is a captain of our defense and one of the captains of our team. The dude is just so fun to watch too. He flies around, makes hits, makes plays. He can cover like no other middle linebacker in the league. Just super blessed to have him on the team. And most importantly, the guy just doesn't miss fucking games,
No,
and as a Niners fan, that's the one thing we can all appreciate is people that are game in, game out. Like, doesn't matter if you're dealing with nagging injuries, like you're going to play,
And he's going against George Kittle every day in practice.
You're a gamer. And like reports said he was working with Bosa on pass rush moves. So like he's just always trying to develop his game and get better and better. And like, that's what like the best guys in the game do. That's what like the Bobby Wagner's, like Patrick Willis's, like those people just have a different level of
Just understanding.
Understanding the game, and they just have a different level of pressure on themselves. Like they hold themselves to a higher standard. Yeah, exactly. And for a third round talent out of BYU, like you can never ask for anything better than that. Like, especially with humble, linebackers,
you never have to worry about him anything off the field.
Yeah, dudes just stand out. Like, yeah, you heard it from Aaron Rodgers first. I think last year he's like, "This is the best linebacker in the game." Called it.
Yep. No Foster.
Sure. Yeah, man, that one hurt. Reuben Foster hurt. He's a free agent now too. The Redskins or the football team, they released him. So we're done with him. I think Kyle Shanahan learned a valuable lesson about on drafting those type of guys. Yep. So
done with that.
Yeah, moving on. Fool's Gold. I think Robbie Gould was a good take for sure. I think anybody who's really dialed in with our team this year knows that special teams is a question mark all around the board, but it starts with Robbie Gould. So that was a good take. But for me, like my Fool's Gold, just because it's close to heart, is like letting DeForest Buckner go. And this new Fool's Gold being Eric Armstead, who had one big year surrounded by talent with 10 sacks. Like we saw it, like it hits our heart as 49ers fans, injuries and people that can't stay on the fucking field. Right. And Eric Armstead did that to us every single year since he got drafted by Oregon, except for last year or 2 years ago, 2019. And he stood out 54 tackles, 10 sacks, but he had a somewhat healthy, I believe D Ford at that time. Right.
Yeah.
And then, Bosa, of course, and DeForest Buckner next to him.
He got to play inside. I think he's not good as a DN. He's not good on the outside.
He's not quick enough for the outside, and he's arguably not quick enough on the inside, because that was something that was special about DeForest Buckner. He's had the quickest footwork and hands in the league.
He's an all-pro now.
What he is really a run stopper, which we had plenty of those last year, but we didn't have enough people attacking the quarterback, and that's what he got paid big bucks for.
Yeah.
So he went from 10 sacks in 2019 to only 3.5 sacks last year when we really needed him to step up, and you couldn't find him. So I'm really intrigued to see how he's going to respond this year with a full roster around him, because our defensive line is arguably the biggest strong suit of our team. So fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. So this is going to be the make or break season for me, at least with Eric Armstead. Otherwise, if he doesn't perform this year, it's like we got to make moves.
Yeah, and I see us no problem just trading him.
Dishing him. Someone will take him out there.
Yeah,
6'8".
Yeah. I'm sure we'll be okay in money. I mean, we're gonna have to pay Bosa anyway, so get that off. Ken Law's still cheap. Hopefully, he steps up.
Yeah, hopefully he does. Yeah, for sure. I like the segment. It's interesting stuff. So mine is some kind of different takes. A guy who's my diamond in the rough, 24 karat JaMycal Hasty. I see big things from Hasty. I like the explosiveness. Mostert's having back issues. He's almost 30. Sermon's having ankle issues. Gallman, I don't know. He doesn't seem too explosive to me. I think JaMycal Hasty is going to make a huge step this year. He's only 24 years old. That's my 24 karat. So look out for Hasty. I know we got Trey Sermon waiting in the wings, but I mean, next guy up. I love what I'm seeing with Hasty, especially last year. If he's utilized in a full-time role, I see big things for Hasty.
He got hurt last year too, so it's nice that we have enough talent that freaking deep, because he's arguably third string, fourth string. But when he was in that role, he stepped up and performed, and you can already see it in the preseason.
I was telling Ryan the other day, I mean, there's always at least one running back hurt on our team. Always. Minimum, bare minimum.
Minimum.
1 or 2.
That's the bar.
So we have to be deep. And Shanahan's known for getting these guys that come out of nowhere. Wester came out of nowhere. Jeff Wilson, both practice squad guys.
And he turned down a contract to stay with us too for hopefully a long-term contract deal with us.
I definitely think he's making it, but he's going to start third string. It's going to be Sermon.
It was
Mostert
between
to
him and
start.
Gallman was the argument, right?
I
It was
think
between
Gallman
him and
starts.
Gallman. I'm just saying for the third down back, like for
Right.
that third down back or the scat back, like it was between him and Gallman. So it'll be interesting to see who wins that battle.
I like Wayne Gallman though.
Yeah.
I think he
I do
runs
too.
hard.
Yeah, I
He's
do
solid.
too.
Every run he's had, he's not losing yards. He's always getting 4 or 5, and that's what we need. He might not have that flash, but we need that guy like Jeff Wilson that's just downhill solid.
Yep.
My fool's gold is Trent Sherfield. He's being way too overvalued right now for a couple of big
Ooh.
plays. Yeah, he does have a connection with
Whoa.
Trey Lance, but there's too many mouths to feed with these wide receiving core. Juwan Jennings is making the team,
Definitely.
and we need Mo Sanu, that veteran presence. It's going to be hard to feed Trent Sherfield with Debo and Ayuk and Kittle. I just feel like people are getting so excited for Trent,
Sure.
and there's a reason the Cardinals moved on from him. So that's my fool's gold. People are just up in arms with Sherfield. I don't know. Do you guys see him making the team?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's a lock.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It'll
He's-
be
It's a lock, dude.
it'll
it's
be
a
a
lot.
it'll be a
Yeah.
good segue into our.
I mean,
our
you're not
second
going to have a
topic,
guy
but-
that does so well in camp every day, comes out in preseason games and then cut him. What kind of sign does that show to the team? And
you
then
don't have to
somebody
cut
hurt.
him. No, you don't. I mean, he could be a
Yeah.
practice squad guy, maybe,
No,
but
dude, I think he can play. I mean, I think
Yeah,
we
he can.
Yeah, but if
lucked
he's a
out with
practice
this
guy, if he's a practice squad guy, he's getting cut.
no, he's
well,
going to be.
technically, yes.
Yeah.
He's going to be on the field. He's going to be on the field. I think it could be our surprise of the year.
It's in his name.
Yeah, sure.
He's surely on the field. For
Yes,
sure.
he's had some big plays like in the games, but he's every practice they say he's solid, and he's Trey's like security blanket. So when that comes
Yeah,
about,
he is.
I mean, he's
Remember,
gotta be-
Jeremy Curley really didn't do much for New York, and then he came into San Francisco, tore it up. But
better fit.
we do have a lot of talent at the wide receiver spot right now, which is nice. But as always, injuries
Yeah.
are a problem. So is he one of the top 6 running backs? I mean, we're going to get into that shortly, but I would say yes.
Perfect segue to the next segment. The 6 wide receivers who will make the cut. As we're saying, there's a plethora of wide receiving talent on this wide receiving core. Tons of guys, veterans, rookies, impact players. So let's talk about the 6 wide receivers who will be on the team for that opening day.
All right. So this is interesting, right? So we have a guy like River Craycraft who's showed to have,
he got cut.
I know. I know.
Journeyman.
Are you doing the segment for me or what?
Oh, I didn't know you brought him
Yeah.
up. He's not even on the roster.
That's why I brought him up.
Okay.
Yeah, this guy. We do still have him on every now and then, but yeah, River Craycraft, right? Like he made some plays for us last year. Some would say that he belonged on that list, right? Certainly not first cuts, but he ended up being first cut. So it's kind of hard to know like the direction of where they're going. And then you have a guy like Hurd who hasn't even stepped on the field in 3 years or in 2 years, right? So it's like, okay, I think Hurd's a big question mark, right? Because it's like the guy jumped off the screen 2 years ago in 2019, rookie year, catching a couple, 2 touchdowns in one game in the preseason, had that running back experience. So, the guy's big, he can, break tackles, fits right in the chemistry with these other running back or other wide receivers that have that yak attack. So I don't know. It's interesting. So like starting with the top, obviously Brandon Ayuk, he's solidified himself as our number 1 wideout, hands down, not even close. But Debo has been, all the reports say that, he's really been working on his route running and his deep ball, and he really wants to, prove something this year. And when you give these guys a chip on their shoulder, even more than they probably already have, like good things happen. And we have a lot of talent in our locker room. So I'm really excited to see what Debo adds to his arsenal of moves this year. Certainly one of my favorite players and one of KB's favorite players as well. I think number 3 is going to be Mo. He got released last year, but all reports say that, he came back focused, best shape of his life, really developed a chemistry with both the quarterbacks. He caught a touchdown last week. So I'm really looking forward to Sanu, and he knows the system. So I like that fit big time.
And the leadership in the locker room is huge.
Huge.
Like
Yeah. We got all young guys and then Mo.
Yeah.
So I think that's super important. Number 4, I got Juwan Jennings. The dude, he didn't make it last year. He grinded, was working on our practice squad and showed up this year a lot better than last year. Right. And when you're talking about rookies, like there's such a big jump from first year to second year. And it's like, who's putting in the work, right? Because everyone's skillful at this level, but who's putting in the work every day in, day out. And you could tell Juwan Jennings has done that. He's got a good attitude. He's focused. I'm excited to start seeing him make plays on the NFL level, And then, number 4, I got Trent Sherfield, the chemistry is, number 5, I got Trent Sherfield. The chemistry is undoubted right now. Do I think he's going to be making plays as often as we've been seeing him? Probably not, but it's always next man up, and maybe they run some packages for him, but he looks fast. He hasn't, I don't think he's dropped a pass yet. And it's like, let's keep it rolling. If it is fool's gold, Kyle Shanahan does not have, he has a short leash with wide receivers, as we could tell. It doesn't matter when you're drafted. Doesn't matter how high your status is. Like if you're dropping balls, your ass is riding the pine. You're done. You're in the doghouse per se. Right. So we'll see, man. Time will tell with that one. And then the 6th one's probably the toughest one. And the reason why I'm picking Simba is because he's the only one that really we put back there that's been sure thing with the punt returns and kick returns. Richie James hasn't been making any wide receiver plays. All the reports say that he's really starting to decline, looking more average every day. And I think that Richie James era and those fans, they're going to be disappointed, but that era is over, unfortunately. I think Simba's that new Richie right now. He's hungrier. It seems like he's a bit faster right now. And it's only been 2 preseasons. So I'm excited to see what this guy can do. And the reason why I'm picking him over Jalen Hurd is because us Niners fans, right? We're not believing in fool's gold. And I believe Jalen Hurd is the foolest of the gold, because it's like, this guy has so much upside. Every single fan wants to see this guy on the field, and he just cannot make it week in, week out. And I'm just sick of it. So he's not on my list. That's my 6.
Ooh.
Solid.
Yeah.
Solid. All right. Pretty similar list. Number 1 and 2, Brandon Ayuk, who better not have this dropping balls going into the season. I mean, not a good feeling starting 2 games, huge drops.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, he's our deep threat. He's our guy for sure. Debo at 2. I think these guys can feed off each other. I mean, just doing, Kyle Shanahan dropping in, doing the little handoffs. I mean, both those guys can run that to perfection. And when the defense has 2 different guys that can do it, put them both in motion, they're not sure what's coming. I mean, in our system, obviously we need a 3rd receiver, but whoever comes in is not going to get the looks that Debo, Kittle, and Ayuk are going to get. Let's be honest.
Yep.
I mean, everybody else that's on the roster, I mean, it's good. We're probably going to need them here and there for some big catches, but they're not going to be the guys, right? None of us are going to take any of the other guys in fantasy.
So. No.
But I think Sherfield is definitely making it. I mean, just like I said before, he's had a great camp. He's got chemistry with Trey Lance. I mean, that's our future guy. So
you think he'll be the 4?
It's either him or Sanu. Or Jennings. I mean, Jennings is a big.
No, I said before. You think he's going to be the 3 over Sanu?
I don't know. I just think either the 3, Jennings, Sanu, or Sherfield. It could be weekend matchups just because Jennings big. They all bring a little something different. So it's hard for me to say 3, 4, and 5 because I think it's going to be like a rotation. Who's on during practice or whatever gets in. But mostly it's, Kittle, Ayuk, and Debo. And then, past those guys, I think it's either Travis Benjamin or Jalen Hurd. Travis Benjamin's been a vet. He knows what he's doing. He's had some good deep ball catches, I guess, in camp. We saw him catch a nice little touchdown during the game.
Mm-hmm.
I think Kyle Shanahan likes him. But Jalen Hurd is that guy that, yes, hasn't been on the field, but he has that much potential. Do we just risk a roster spot just in case he does somehow stay healthy and he breaks out? What if we miss that opportunity if he is healthy and he is that guy?
You let him go and then he dominates for some other team or something.
We've held on to him for long enough, like we gotta just get him on the field and see what happens. If it doesn't work out, then bring another guy back. If we can't bring him back, oh well, we'll find somebody. But I think the Niners want to at least get him on the field, see what happens, just because he has that potential. So we could keep 7 receivers. I'm not sure exactly.
But if we do keep 6, is it Juwan Jennings or is it?
I think it might be Jalen Hurd just because of the potential.
So Juwan Jennings ain't making the team.
No, Jennings is making the team. I said Jennings, Sanu, and Sherfield are going to be the rotating at 3. And then it's either Benjamin or Hurd to make the last spot. No, probably be Hurd.
Basically between 3 guys for those last.
Or Richie James, I'm sorry.
Couple spots.
Yeah. So
4
it's
guys for 2
between
spots.
Webster, Hurd, and
Travis Benjamin.
Yeah.
Unless we keep 7. But
it's a lot.
I don't know. With our line being so unhealthy, I think we have to keep extra linemen.
Yeah.
So
7 receivers.
Yeah.
And the good thing with
a lot of those guys won't see the field though. What I'm saying is like unless one of our receivers is hurt, those guys aren't coming out. It's not going to be a rotation.
Like Richie,
it's like the Patriots with running backs. They had before they traded Michelle yesterday, they literally had like 7 running backs on the roster. It's like what?
But you do need
dude. We got like 5.
Actually, no, they might have had.
We
like
have 5.
They might have had like 8. They
we got 5 like really nice running backs.
Jeff Wilson will be back in October.
So that we got 6 then.
He's great.
Yeah.
So we'll see who gets cut at that point. Hopefully Hasty makes a point while he gets the chance before Jeff Wilson comes back to show that he belongs.
Well, I think he will now because Mostert, I don't know. It's not looking like he's going to play that first week.
Why?
I haven't heard those reports.
I saw highlights of him in practice doing some like.
Did he come back? Because he missed practice 2 days ago. I might be late on that because of back issues. He was held
I don't think it's long term or anything.
Yeah,
that would be more news.
They're hypersensitive with the starters.
Yeah,
they are.
Trey Sermon with the ankles.
Trey Sermon didn't stand out to me, but hopefully he's good.
Yeah, but he was also running behind the second line, which we know is trash.
I think he started because Mostert hasn't played.
Yeah, but our full offensive line has not played in the preseason.
Yeah, it's true. When it sounds like they are this next game, they're having starters out.
Okay.
I agree with everything. Those first couple guys, Ayuk, Debo, Jennings will make it. I think it'll be Hurd or Sanu for the 4. He has to make that team. He just brings that leadership and the Kyle Shanahan connection. They've been in the Super Bowl together. He's Mohamed Sanu Sr. Sorry. We can't forget that part. he's very important to this team. Like he might not do a lot on the field, but the leadership with these young guys. And then I guess it would be between Simba, Jennings, Hurd, Sherfield, Benjamin for 2 spots. Yeah. I kind of like Travis Benjamin, man. Like his old days with the Browns, this guy was a speed demon.
Right.
Yeah, he's 31 now, but I kind of like that. I don't know. I don't think Simba's going to make it. I don't see it. I love the guy. He's got a lot of speed. So I guess it would be Hurd and Benjamin for me for those last 2 spots.
You don't think Sherfield makes it?
I don't think he does.
No, he's fool's gold, remember?
Yeah, I got to stick with that. Even though if he does and he balls out, that's great.
So who's returning our punts and kicks then? Because I would love Ayuk. I would love Ayuk. We just haven't seen it.
I would say Benjamin because I don't want to see Ayuk get banged up.
But we haven't seen Benjamin catch one kickoff.
But he can. I mean, he's done it in the past.
And they had? I think maybe it was Gallman back there doing on kick returns. They had another running back there. I'm trying to remember who it was.
Yeah.
Louis, come on.
So the next topic is the schedule. So one game you want to circle on the schedule. It's enticing and one game that might give us trouble.
Oh, I thought it was just one game that we had circled.
Or just, if you want to do that. One game that
I had a
circle that game. First game.
I had a trouble game.
Go ahead.
Ones I circled was 2 games just because they're back to back, and I think those are going to be absolutely crucial. Is Rams and Cardinals. right in the beginning of November. I mean, it's going to be a pretty clear picture, which I think is going to be a tight race in our division by then. Obviously, division matchups. It's the first time we're playing either of the teams, and it's back to back. So we got to show up right in the heart of our season, right? Who's injured? Who's not? How healthy are we? I mean, last year went to shit with week 3. You know, this is potentially, I think, 8, 9, something like that. So, yeah, I mean, I'm excited, but also like, all right, where are we at when we get to those games? And then my problem game is it's honestly just week 1. I mean, I honestly, just because we have so many question marks coming off of last year, are our guys all healthy? Is Bosa back to being Bosa? Is Jimmy, which we're going to talk in a second, whoever's playing quarterback, are they really ready? Are we going to be rusty? We're going to Detroit. It's a morning game. They have a new coach. Maybe they have some little new life in them. I'm just worried right off the bat. I mean, we got to see how we play. There's just so much unknowns going into it. That's why I picked that game right away.
Detroit
honestly.
worries you?
Week 1. Just because there's so many unknowns.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So Detroit does not scare me one bit. I feel like they're one of the worst teams in the league. Jared Goff, we've seen him plenty of times, so it's not like we're going against some quarterback that we've never seen. I think our defense will surround them. They don't really have any more offensive weapons, really, but besides TJ Hawkinson, Galladay's gone. Marvin Jones gone. They don't scare me one bit, and their defense is cake. So,
but what if we start the season 0-1?
Yeah,
and we lose to Detroit? That's like, shit. So that's what worries me. It's
that's
like
an eye opener.
Detroit too, yeah.
We can just lose to a really good team. It's like, oh, we lost to one of the best teams. It's like,
we
lost to the Lions,
right? But I'd rather have that correction week 1, no matter what. But it doesn't matter. You could say what if about any first game of the year, you know. But if you could have a first game of the year and it be away, give me Detroit all day. Give me Detroit all day. The game that I'm circling is, everyone knows that our division, everyone should know that our division is the most stacked division in the league. So it's going to be tight, you know. To win this division is going to be really, really tough. Even if we get wild card, it may be only a game away from winning the division, right? And we could still win like 12, 13 games and get wild card. That's how talented our division is. So I have it's week 13 in Seattle. It's the second game of our matchup against them, and it's always tough in Seattle. We had that big time tackle 2 years ago that propelled us to the division winner by Dre Greenlaw, and it's just always good times. I'm always circling them on my calendar. I hate the Seahawks. I love that rivalry is still alive and so special. I love that Russell Wilson's still their quarterback. Like give us that rivalry all day, because I want to prove every single week that we're the better team, and I want to steal that division from them, because everyone says, or majority of the people say, it's between us and either like Rams. I think the Rams is what people are majority of saying. Rams. And I think you can never count the Seahawks out. And I truly want to try to lock down DK, because he made us look foolish every single game that we played last year. So that's the game that I have circled. That's my most exciting game. And it's also Sunday night under the lights. Can't get any better than that. A game that I'm worried about is the game the day before Christmas Eve. So Christmas Eve against the Titans. So we have
Thursday nighter. I think that's a Thursday night.
Yeah. So we have a game against the Falcons on the 19th at home, West Coast. Then we have to travel all the way East Coast to Tennessee and play them 2 days before Christmas. Yeah, against a grueling, punishing run game, against a grueling, punishing defense, against a team whose quarterback is on the up and coming. They have arguably the best running back in the game, great offensive line, physical. And this is middle to end of the season when a lot of teams are beat up. You add Julio Jones in the mix, AJ Brown, very talented team. And by that time, that division's going to kind of be up in the air, and who's going to take that turn, right? So we should get a win at home against Atlanta, but then 4 days later having to play a powerhouse team, in the Eastern time zone against the Titans is going to be very difficult. So I don't know. We got to muster up some strength to win that game, but I'm really worried about that one after, 4 days rest.
Yeah, I mean, that's good.
That's
If
that
I
is
were to mark
that is
down
one
our
to
wins and
circle
our
for sure.
losses, I'd probably put us as in
I'd
losses.
probably put an L on that one conservatively.
Short week. I mean, going there, that's super tough. It's probably gonna be cold. I mean, Nashville gets snow in the winter. Yeah, that's gonna be a problem for sure.
Big problem. Yeah. Mike Vrabel's got his team always ready to play. I like that. So for me, the game I have circled that I'm salivating about is that first game, the Detroit Lions. It's a must win, which I do think we will win. It's in Detroit. Dan Campbell, Jared Goff. The offense will be pretty bad, but that defense is going to be really bad. I mean, they're one of the worst defenses in the league. So if we don't come out,
Trey's starting.
I don't know
if we don't come out,
Well, also I see that as an opportunity for Trey to come in if it's a blowout. If it's a blowout, Trey can come in and kind of displace.
Blown out, though.
No,
if we're blowing them out.
we blow them out. So
okay.
Come in. Yeah, we're not getting blown out. So that's the game I have circled, and then with this 18-game schedule, this is the last game of the season, week 18 at the Rams. I think it's January 9th, which is crazy.
Yeah.
That's gonna be the big one because the Seahawks, they'll be competitive. The Cardinals, I don't see being uber competitive, but the Rams, that's the team we got to worry about in the division. That last game is going to decide the division in my eyes. So that's a big one. Going to LA, SoFi Stadium is going to be packed. All the fans are back. It's going to be crazy.
Yeah.
Matt Stafford and that defense, and hopefully Trey's out there by that time. That's a game I'm looking forward to.
Big implications for sure.
New Year's. That's going to be a big one. So
could be for the division.
Yeah, they always set it up for the last division game.
What's good is that we always seem to have the Rams number, like for whatever reason, the Cardinals, they give us a ton of trouble, especially with Kyler Murray, those mobile quarterbacks. So yeah, Rams are always a threat because they're talent packed and with Matt Stafford just launching balls. But I like the fact that he's not super mobile. And when our pass rush is clicking and we have a fully healthy defensive line, I think we're going to eat his lunch for sure. But it's going to have implications for sure.
It's going to be tough.
It's going to be nasty. And how much you want to bet the TV announcers are going to put up the picture of Kyle Shanahan and Sean McVay when they were kids? They always do that. You're just like, all right, guys, we get it. They knew each other as kids. All right.
Two young guns running the West.
Take it.
Yeah. They both like hip hop.
Yeah.
They know these guys.
They both wear the cologne and they're young. And they're out on the beach getting tan.
Offensive geniuses.
Yeah.
Smell the scent of McVay.
Yeah. I was not happy when they got Shoney Michelle. He's nice.
Yeah.
But they had to give up a 5th and a 6th. Like, I didn't even know they're
going to have no picks.
What's going to happen these next couple drafts?
That's what we keep saying, but the problem is now they're stacked.
Well, everyone in the West is throwing it all right now. Like no one's in rebuild mode.
No, just because they know how the division is, they have to be right now. Or you're not going to have a chance.
That might accelerate that point right there may accelerate Lance's appearance because there's going to be so much pressure, like if you look at the starting quarterbacks in the NFC West, and I like Jimmy G, but I'll agree at this point, after coming off a terrible year last year and being hurt for majority of it, I would say he's slightly above average, right? He's a good game manager, so he's going to get us wins, right? But when we're talking about a division like this, and you're talking about Kyler Murray, Russell Wilson, and Matt Stafford, like Jimmy G is clearly the worst out of the whole division.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So if we want to get out of this division, I'd say around game 5, game 6, and we'll talk about this. Like, it gives us a good case to propel him to start at least mid-season. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Perfect,
like,
Ryan.
we
you're
can't-
on this. You're on the segue game tonight.
Yeah, we
are
can't have- we can't
segueing
have those
right into
QBs.
that, and I can tell that KB is salivating to talk about Trey Lance and Jimmy G. The last segment, what everybody's been waiting for. We saved this special amount of time for this.
Yep.
So, I mean, it is what it is. It's Jimmy and Trey, and it's Kyle Shanahan. It's the whole team and the whole country looking at it. Every podcast, every Niners podcast is talking about it. You have 70% of fans wanting Trey, and then there's 30% who want Jimmy, and people are divided. It's crazy. So let's get into it.
So, there's a buzz around both quarterbacks. But before we dive in, let's remember the dark days in 49er QB history, okay, where we had Tim Rattay. We always got to mention Tim Rattay. Yeah. Alex Smith, Trent Dilfer. Who else do we have? Kaepernick had his heyday, but let us down afterwards.
Who was the little running guy?
Troy Smith. We had
Troy Smith started. We had Gabbert. I mean, the list goes on and on in a 10-year span. Beathard, Nick Mullins. And now finally, especially after last year, we can say we have two starting quarterbacks that are healthy and ready to play. Like, so before we dive in, like that right there is just such a breath of fresh air that we have two badass quarterbacks that know the system well enough and that have the skills to win us games, right? And now we're talking about who deserves it, right? Who should start week one? Where do we see this going? We have Steve Young, Phil Simms, and others, a lot of others, talking about Pat McAfee, a bunch of other people that are saying, start Trey Lance, start this guy. Like, the talent jumps off the screen. He's going to learn more of the playbook. Like, what are you waiting for? Right? Like, let's start him. And that's how he's going to get experience, is being on the field. Right. And then you have, like you said, the 30%, and I'm part of the 30%. And the reason I think that Jimmy G should start is because he does know the entire playbook. He has shown that when he's healthy, not when he's subpar, not when he's dealing with little ankle injuries. I mean, like you said, Jimmy Glass, right? But when he is healthy, he makes good decisions for the most part. When he gets those one interception a game, he is like arguably the best coming off after a turnover. And he generally, turns the game around right after that. And he took us to a Super Bowl, and I'll never forget that. Right. And the way that his decision making is, like, right now in his career, he's a seasoned vet. Like, it's got to be there, and all the reports say that it is there right now. And I'm totally fine with him starting week one, right? So you're telling me that Jimmy G starts, and then you have Trey Lance to come in there with some packages, get a little bit of feet on the turf, get a little feet on the grass, maybe take some hits, run for a first down, make some deep throws, fool the defense, and slowly start implementing it, right? You saw it with Alex Smith. He had a concussion, had to come out, and then he came back the next week. Too late. Kaepernick's our guy. I think it's going to be kind of that same situation where you're telling me that some guy that's only played one full season for us in 4 or 5 years can make it through an 18-game season without getting hurt. Get out of here. Let's let him start. Okay. Let's see how that experiment goes. Let's not rush what we have in Trey Lance, which is our ultimate goal, which is our future. And let's still plan on starting them when it comes time to for the playoffs, right? Like, we have week 14 bye or something like that? Or week
it's actually week 6.
Or week 6. Sorry, it's early this year. So let's give him until the bye week. And then I think that decision's made after the bye week, in my opinion, because you're getting them field experience. You get to see what live NFL football speed looks like, not only from the sideline, but also with your own packages. And by the time he takes over the helm, he's got that experience. And then you have Jimmy G sitting in the wings just in case anything does happen. But the worst thing that we could do is throw Trey Lance out there, and it is too big for him. The guy hasn't started a game in 2 years. It's too big for him. Then you shake him up. This is supposed to be our franchise guy. And then you start playing this, okay, he's starting, and it's just a nightmare from there. So I think it's a win-win. You have two solid quarterbacks, and I can't wait for Trey to start more than anybody, because we had the same segment. He didn't even like Trey Lance, but now he's coming around. He loves Trey. We're all about Trey area, But I'm all about the football team first. And I think Jimmy starting first and Trey coming later is the perfect formula for success this year.
All right.
Dun, 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 dun.
It's just like, well, at this point, what do I think is going to happen is probably more key towards what Ryan's saying. But do I want that to happen? No. I mean, I really do. By the way, Shanahan's been talking and these special packages for Trey, like he's the guy for the Saints, Taysom Hill. I don't like that.
He's not a Taysom Hill.
Don't like a 2 quarterback system.
Mm-hmm.
I think because we've already hit on it, right? How easy the schedule is up front. Who the games after the bye week that we're just going to throw them in? Rams, Seattle. I think that obviously the guy's a baller. He doesn't know the full playbook. Okay, give him that. But he's obviously in his iPad studying it every night. They still have practice. Why wait to play this guy?
You could sit that down and watch a movie like Kyle Shed.
I don't think Trey's doing that.
I'm just joking. I don't think he's doing
But
that.
I just don't know. I mean, of course, he's going to make rookie mistakes. Do we want him to make them early in the season, or we want to make it in crucial games late in the season? Do we really want to have that? We want him in the beginning versus these terrible defenses. I think he needs to get out there, make his few mistakes, but the things that he can do that Jimmy can't is going to be needed this season. 3rd and 5, play breaks down, Jimmy's going down. He can't run. I mean, he's a little elusive, but nothing like Trey can bring, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, not even close.
I just think that why waste another year with Trey? Like, oh, we're going to wait till year 2. Now he's 1 extra year into his contract. Like, come on, we got to use this guy now. I think Jimmy's a great backup. Yeah, he's an expensive one, but like I told Ryan, I get where Shanahan's coming from. Like, you can't bench Trey for Jimmy. Like, once you pick Trey, he's the guy unless he's hurt.
And you lose all trade value for Jimmy.
I just don't know why we'd wait for this kid. We spent 3 first-round picks, 2 future ones coming up. Obviously, we're all in on him. Let's have him go through these mistakes early.
Well, we didn't give up 3. We gave up 2 and we swapped.
We swapped. Okay. We still gave a lot to this guy, right? I mean, a lot. Obviously, he's got flashes for sure. And I don't think any of the packages, any of that stuff that we've seen in preseason is anything in Kyle's head for this kid.
No, not even close.
The players talk about him. They're just like, he's special. Like, everybody stands and watches this guy play.
Sherfield said Sherfield, who played in Arizona, said Trey Lance has a better arm than Kyler Murray. That's what he said.
I mean, I believe it. Okay, I think we're all on the level that Trey's our guy in the future, right? But I just in the perspective, like, why wait to play this kid? Why wait?
It's so
he wants
tough.
him now. He wants him and he wants him now.
I want him now.
It's so tough. Like, hearing both your guys' sides, I'm like going back and forth. I feel like a judge, like listening to the case. It's tough, man. Like, I am part of the 30% too, just because those are 2nd, 3rd string defenses, and he's throwing fastballs at 95 miles an hour. His touch is not there yet. Like, you can't credit Debo with that drop and Ayuk with the drop. Those balls are like 98 miles an hour.
And high.
Like, that's Elway in his rookie year. Granted, like, Elway had to start, but Trey can't be throwing 95 mile an hour fastballs. You got to put a little more touch on him. And then I think he'll learn that for sure. But he's just throwing the ball way too hard sometimes right now in preseason, which he'll work on for sure. And the footwork is crazy. I love his dropbacks. I like I said, he looks like Lamar Jackson to me.
He's arguably at this point, has one of the best deep balls in the league.
He looks
his deep ball accuracy is on point.
He's a big dude.
Yeah,
he looks amazing. I just think they know, like, Jimmy is not going to survive. First of all, he's going to make a bunch of mistakes. So he's going to lose a job for himself.
You can find any excuse.
Yeah, I mean, the problem with Jimmy is he can't get the ball down. But he loves sailing the ball, and receivers always have to go up and get it. I feel like
just throwing the ball out of bounds.
He's sailing the ball has been a problem with Jimmy, and he's going to throw picks.
So how short is his leash? I was asking Ryan.
Super short.
Jimmy's leash. 2 interceptions in a game, like in the first half. Are we putting Trey in that short, or is it like, all right?
I think it's
bad game.
I think it's good that our first 2 games are at home, because after week away. After week 2, so going into week 3, when you start seeing these guys at home, these fans are going to be hypercritical of Jimmy.
Yeah.
Hypercritical. We all saw it with Alex Smith, but they didn't have Trey Lance waiting in the wings. So, like, this is going to be an ultimate test for Jimmy. And I love raising the bar for this fool. I love it, right? We actually get to see, all right, put up or shut up. He never had to worry about this in San Francisco until this year. So let's see how capable Jimmy really is. Let's see it, right? Let's not shut it down. Let's see what level he can rise to. And if he doesn't, perfect, dude. Let's put it in our stallion. Because like Andrew said, there's going to be plenty of times and plenty of excuses to put this guy in. But I'm super intrigued to see what Jimmy can do. And if he can't do it, it's like you got nothing to lose. Then it's the inevitable. We're going to start Trey Lance, you know? I'm excited.
We can look at Chicago for the blueprint. Whatever happens in Chicago, I think Kyle Shanahan can say, okay, this is my blueprint, because you got Andy Dalton over here saying it's my time. And you got literally every Bears fan saying, put Justin Fields in.
Yeah.
Week 1, I don't know if it's in Chicago or not, but if it is, like, rest your soul, Andy Dalton. Like, God
and
bless.
Those fans are.
Yeah, God bless Andy Dalton, because if he makes any mistakes, you're going to hear it. And it's going to be the same thing with Jimmy. It's
I agree.
It's
It's
tough.
gonna be like the Coliseum out there.
there are people that really do love Jimmy. I mean, if he's playing, obviously, I'm not like take him out. Like, I'm cheering for him. Like, I still think that he's a capable quarterback. I just don't think that if we're thinking huge picture, we're a loaded roster, let's bring in the guy. Let's bring him in now and let him make the mistakes.
And it's a long season. So, there's going to be trials. There's going to be a bunch of learning to be done. So I think no matter what, like, we have our takes, you have your take, but I think no matter what, like, Kyle Shanahan, like, say what you want, but I'm like 95% sure that Jimmy's going to be the starter, because Kyle Shanahan's shown us that he is a loyal guy. Last year, Mullins had no right starting all those games, dude. No.
You're just like,
but
why is
what?
Beathard not in the game?
Kyle is stubborn. He's hard-headed, and he's loyal. He's going to start him. But this is the year. If everyone's healthy, he's not going to have that same leash, but he will start Jimmy G week 1.
I think he will too. I mean,
he's starting week 1. I'd say if we're 1-3, then Jimmy's time's over. That's my take. If we're 1-3,
I think if we lose any of the first 2 games, like, I think it's short.
If we're 1-1, you're saying Jimmy's on the bench?
If we lose the Eagles,
maybe
or Lions.
1-1, it's just tough, because if you're 1-1, right? What do you do Sunday night against the Packers, right?
Yeah.
It's in front of the whole nation. Are you going to go with something that or are you going to roll the dice? You know what I mean? So I think you might be right. Like 1-2 and it's over. It's a wrap. You know what I mean? But even 1-1, it could. The expectations for the 49ers this year are sky high. So let's see both these quarterbacks, push that bar, push the play level. And I think everyone else around them is going to feel that, right? There's going to be so much pressure. It's going to be like, okay, you can't slack. You can't take one rep off, and perfect practice makes perfect, right? Yeah. And we'll see it translate on the field. So I'm excited as hell.
Yeah. I mean, some of the bright spots for Trey from a rookie, like he's looking off the safeties.
Yep.
I mean, a lot of these rookie quarterbacks, that first read, they're panicking and they're just getting the ball out. Even Peyton
Kaepernick vibes, just one read and then run.
Peyton Manning said as a rookie, he was like going 1,000,000 miles an hour, just like, got to get the ball out. And then he learned, like Steve Young told him, like
we're
game
criticizing
will slow down.
Yeah, we're criticizing a rookie who hasn't played in 2 years, and he's looking off the fucking safety in the red zone and throwing darts for touchdowns.
And then when he's tucking and running, like he's juking guys. This guy is special.
And it looks like he's running smart. He's not putting his head down trying to like bowl people over. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, and he could do that kind of stuff, but like again, like we're gonna have Trey Lance for so long that I'm not trying to rush it. Like I'm just enjoying this whole process. I'm enjoying it. And again, it's 18 weeks, so first 2 games away, couldn't have it better than that. Like two easy teams. We should get 2 wins, and then you make a decision for Green Bay.
Well said. Yeah. Oh man, I cannot wait to see what happens. I'd say if Jimmy throws 2 picks that first game, that's a wrap.
That's what I'm thinking.
That's
I think
a wrap.
He has the
Two
shortest
picks.
leash. He has the shortest leash you'll ever see.
Yeah.
2 picks in 1/2, just all blatantly Jimmy.
And then you
Like,
just stick with Trey Lance unless he gets hurt.
exactly. You're not going to pull Trey. He's going to make a couple mistakes, but he's going to make so many more big plays for us that
Yeah.
it's going to scratch out that.
Yeah, if you make that bed, you got to sleep in it. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
if Trey Lance comes in, he's staying in.
I think the players, they'll never say it, but they want Trey Lance.
Yeah,
I'm telling
I
you.
think so too.
Maybe not Kittle because he loves Jimmy, but I think the receivers want Trey Lance slinging that thing.
Yeah.
The cool thing is you both are right because look at the Chargers last year. Justin Herbert was told 6 minutes before kickoff against the defending champion Chiefs, you're starting. And now look at Justin Herbert. Like,
Start.
Well,
you never know.
Yeah, exactly. I thought he had to start though, right? Because of the
They got a punctured lung.
Yeah.
before-
Punctured lung from
Yeah.
and
before the
from
game.
getting a shot.
Yeah.
but he said 6 minutes, like literally 6 minutes before kickoff,
Yeah.
you're starting.
Yep.
And
Yeah.
he's like,
Never
oh
looked
shit.
back. Yep.
And he,
So,
and he
if you
looked
got it,
and he
you
looked
got it.
poised back there too. He looked real poised, you know. And that's what I like about Trey Lance, you know, like you look at a lot of quarterbacks and just because of all the attention, social media, like you see a lot of emotions in him. Like that's one thing with even like Josh Rosen, you know, like he had a chip on his shoulder, was defensive in interviews, everything. Like Trey Lance is just enjoying the process and he speaks like a veteran quarterback. He doesn't give the media a bunch. He has those like just monotone answers, you know what I mean? Like just professional quarterback answers. And that's what I love to see out of Trey Lance, like already, you know, like perfect answers, you know, he's like, I'm just about getting better every day. It's like perfect.
He's already like a 10-year vet.
I asked you if you were better than Jimmy. I just want to get better every day.
I enjoy the quarterback room.
Yeah, exactly. That's what you want as your quarterback, you know?
Yeah. Yep.
So I'm excited.
Yeah. Excited for Trey for sure. So we'll see. Yeah. But I think Jimmy's going out there week 1 for sure. And let's go. Let's bring it on.
Let's go.
Yep.
Let's go, guys. Thanks for tuning in to another episode of Born in 46. We will be probably back next week. All these roster shakeups and cuts coming down. We have the last preseason game coming up. And then September 12th. That's week 1
Week 1
at Detroit. Dan Man Campbell. So here we go.
Get his coffee.
Can't wait. Go Niners.
Go Niners. We'll see you guys next week. Peace.